A few days ago, I made a video about how Zack Snyder posted a picture of Henry Cavill as Superman on his Instagram with the caption, "Henry Cavill is Superman," which was immediately liked by Wonder Woman actress Gal Gadot. And although it was subtle, to me it seemed like something of a statement from Snyder, quietly reminding people that he's still here and perhaps still interested in doing something more with the DCEU should the opportunity present itself. And it didn't really surprise me because while Snyder has never publicly said anything bad about James Gunn, and he's always taken the high road when it came to Gunn taking over DC and then firing all of Snyder's people, I can't imagine that Snyder was extremely fond of Gunn's antics either. And now that it's clear that James Gunn has failed with Superman, failed with Peacemaker Season 2, and failed with Creature Commandos, all of his big shows and movies from the DCU, people, including industry insiders, have been whispering that if a potential upcoming Warner Brothers company sale to Paramount happens, it could ultimately spell the end of James Gunn's disappointing tenure as co-CEO of DC Studios. And I suspect that Snyder has been hearing those rumors as well. Just recently, Matt McGloin of Cosmic Book News said that he had heard from a source of his that if a sale goes through, perhaps even Snyder could possibly make a return, even if it's just for one DCEU movie. Matt also said that he was told that Snyder was especially interested in making a Dark Knight Returns movie. And you know what? Judging by a new Instagram post today from Snyder, Matt may be onto something here. Now, to be clear, as I've said in previous videos, we're not at a point where anybody can confirm that a Snyder return is really happening, and I still think that something like that is far away. Because we don't know if there really will be a Warner Brothers sale, who will be the highest bidder, and what their plan for DC on film will even be. But I am taking seriously that Snyder posted a picture of Joe Manganiello as Deathstroke today, calling him the perfect Deathstroke. Now, on the surface, this would seem weird because he didn't really do a lot of work with Deathstroke, but if you really look at it, there could be an additional meaning behind it. Because if you recall, in both versions of Justice League, Deathstroke appears at the end of the movie, but in Zack Snyder's version, Deathstroke reveals Batman's true identity to Lex Luthor with the intention of taking him down. This was originally supposed to lead into a solo Ben Affleck Batman movie that ultimately never materialized, but still later evolved into Matt Reeves' The Batman with Robert Pattinson. Specifically though, when it comes to the context of Snyder's post, it could very well be Snyder's way of saying, "Hey, I've been hearing some rumors too, and indeed, I'd be interested in revisiting the DCU, including this Batman movie which I wanted to make, with Ben Affleck and Joe Manganiello as Deathstroke. And with Lex Luthor potentially being involved in a plot to destroy Batman, who knows if Snyder wouldn't like to pull in Henry Cavill into a movie like that as well." Now, I know some people will claim that this is just wishful thinking on Snyder's end, but you know what? That's also what people said about the Snyder Cut, and that ended up happening, so like him or not, Snyder does have a pretty loyal and vocal following, and with Gunn pretty much failing at everything right now, you never know how all of this will turn out. I heard recently that after James Gunn's Superman came out, the streaming numbers for Snyder's Man of Steel on HBO Max saw a significant spike, and with Snyder outperforming Gunn at the box office even before adjusting for inflation, it's fair to say that Snyder on a business level did bring better results for Warner Brothers than Gunn, and eventually, this could make a difference to somebody. And I say this even if Warner Brothers isn't sold and just continues in the format that it's in now, because Mike DeLuca, the co-CEO of Warner Brothers, who as opposed to Gunn has been delivering really good results recently for the company, and as opposed to Gunn has already renewed his contract with them for a few extra years, he was a fan of Henry Cavill, so you never know what could happen. I've stated before that the actors getting older could be considered a hurdle for some studios, but at this point, I can't say with certainty how exactly all of this will play out as there's too many unknown factors. I will say this though, a few months ago, I thought there was pretty much 0% chance that Snyder or the DCEU cast would have a chance of making any kind of comeback to screens. When it turned out that Paramount could potentially buy Warner Brothers, I raised the odds to 10% chance of that happening, and although I may end up regretting it, after seeing Snyder's post and not underestimating the guy to rise when everybody has already counted him out because he's done it before, I will now give him a 25% chance that he could possibly make a return at some point, even if it's just for one movie. So, it's still kind of a long shot, but Stranger things have happened in Hollywood, and even Snyder himself in the past has managed to do quite miraculous things, so you never know. In any case, if you've been enjoying my videos and you haven't yet liked and subscribed, please consider doing so now, as it would really help my channel. Thanks for watching, my friends. Thank you, and good day.
I am such an awesome guy. I make so many videos.